What's up, coffee campers? I'm Jason, and you're watching All Terrain Coffee and Camping. And today I wanted to talk to you about an app you can get on your phone called Aeromatic. Now, Aeromatic, this app is originally made or intentionally made for the AeroPress. However, there's no reason why you couldn't use it no matter what brew method you're doing, because there's some really cool sections to the app that I wanted to show you today. So one of my favorite sections right here, hopefully this will focus good, is recipes. And one thing I like about the recipes is you can create your own. And you'll see here I've made one. Let's go into that. And you can laugh at any names of recipes that you think are funny I make. So here we can see that you've got the type of cup, the brew time, the ratio. The brew time right here is actually based off a timer that you can set while you're building the recipe. Right? And let's just go in and start the timer here because I want to show you something with it. So when the timer, when it hits the marks, it'll beep. Right? It lets you know you can move on to the next phase. Now I'm not going to go talk about all the different phases that I have in here. You can see what it is that I've done for this particular cup of coffee. But what I like about this is great when I'm experimenting, when I'm using a new bean. Sometimes I'll do different beans different ways. And then that way will let me record what I did that time. Now, when we get to the very last chime, you're going to hear that's different. And I like the fact he made the last one different because you know you're done with all your steps, right? Especially if you end up having more than one recipe. If you're experimenting, like I was saying, you want to jot down what you're doing and try different things. So that's one thing I love about this is because I do use a bunch of different beans. This will allow me, and I try different methods, and this will allow me to actually record what I did. So I can't remember. I don't have to go back and go, what did I do? How did I do that? I'll just build a recipe as I go. Right? Okay, we're about to get the last bean. There you go. So you hear it's different. And you can pause the timer, you can reset the timer, and then you're good to go. Now, I'm going to take a quick look here and show you what it's like to build a new recipe, just so you can see the options. So here you got three sections at the top. We got overview, measurements, and steps. In the overview, this is where you can pick a title. Now for AeroPress specifically, you've got the brewing method of doing upright or inverted. Then you got the cup type. So there's those options there. And then you also have the grind size. So you can state what type of, how you did your grind. We go to measurements, and this is where you can just simply put how much coffee you did, water you did, the temperature of the water, and all this, you can change it. Now let's go to steps, and you'll see here you start out with 3 steps, and here to the side, this is where you would add a timer. And when you add a timer, you adjust it to whatever time you want and just hit add. And you don't have to even start at the certain step. You can start at whatever step you want. You need another step, you just add step. You can do that as many times as you want. When we go into the step, you just type what you want to put here. It is that simple. All right, so let's take a look at another section that I really like, which is beans. So under beans, I think this is really cool, because this allows you to enter in the roaster, the bean, and various information about the bean. And then you can also rate it. And one thing I like about the rating system is the fact that the way I'm going to do my ratings is I'm going to use this to help me figure out, is this a coffee that I would want to drink every day? Not necessarily if I like the coffee or not, but for that particular time in my life, is this one I want to drink all the time? All right. And we'll see here, here's a good example where I've got these 2 different beans from Hilltop Packs up here. One's got a 5-star, one's got a 4-star. Well, if I go into the 4-star one, and then here, if we go to the ratings and notes, in my notes, I make notes about what it is that I like about it. And I also even mention here, this is not something I could drink all day, but I even put, that's not uncommon with light roast for me. Right, this is a light roast coffee. A light roast coffee, I'm probably going to have maybe a cup of it. There's been a few in my life where I've kind of been addicted to them for a short time. But anyway, So let's just see what it looks like to add a new bean. So here we have two sections at the top, the bean details and the ratings and notes. So you just simply can add the bean name, the roaster name, the origin, roast date, and the type of roast level and the process that was used. Under rating and notes, you can pick what stars you want for it. You can put the tasting notes and additional notes. And that's all it is to it. You save it. I'm just going to exit out here. Oh, hit back. What's also cool is you have some filter options on what you want to look for. So if you're in the mood, you only want to see your dark roast, you can filter that and you'll see that now I only see the dark roast that I have in here. So there's a couple sections here. I don't use the Discover that much right now. Every now and then I've played around with this Surprise Me feature where it'll pick a recipe that they've already got preloaded. And sometimes I'll look in there and kind of look and see what they did and see if it's something I might want to try. But for the most part, I've just been using my recipes. Now there's two versions of the app. There's a free version and a paid version. Currently, I do have the paid version of the app. It was like, I think $5 for a lifetime membership. And what that does, if I remember correctly, there could be other things, but I know it unlocks the ability to add more recipes to it. So I think the free version, I believe you can add recipes, but there's a limited number. Also with this, if you're interested in checking out the other recipes, the paid version allows you to see more of the preloaded recipes. Basically unlocks their entire database and anything they add to it. Where with the free version, I think there was still quite a bit in there, but it's nowhere near as many. So anyway, and of course, just mention here, you can also favorite different recipes. That way you can easily get to them. If you find one through the Surprise Me area, you can just favorite it if it's something you want to try and you're good to go. So definitely check this company out. You can find them on Instagram. That's how I found them. The developer, he responds very well. So if you've got suggestions, if you have questions about it, something's not working right, hit him up on Instagram. I also highly recommend if you get the app and you like it, please go to the Google Play or iTunes store, depending on your phone, and go on and leave them a rating. Let them know what you think and how it's doing. Let other people know. I've really enjoyed speaking with them back and forth in chat, and I look forward to new things. I know he's got some things planned up in the near future, so I'm looking forward to see the direction that he takes the app. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and thanks for being awesome. Please hit the like button, and if you're not subscribed and you enjoy this type of content, please go ahead and subscribe and select the notifications for all so you can see when I've got new stuff. Thanks, and have a nice day.